2,
1.
boom.
We're live.
We're live.
Yeah.
And this is what?
This is PS What?
With Palina and Sigrid.
Yay! Okay, so Sigrid, have you heard anything about CRISPR or gene editing? Editing? Okay,
Not
sorry.
really. It sounds interesting though. It sounds very sci-fi, high-tech, I guess.
Yeah.
It sounds futuristic.
Like chemistry and stuff.
Yeah, chemistry and stuff. Well, what about, have you heard about black holes?
I've heard about it, but I know nothing about them.
Wow, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into this podcast.
Yeah.
Do. PS What?
So, Palina, primarily, what is gene editing? Can you tell me something about it? Because it seems really interesting.
Okay, so gene editing is a way of editing the DNA
Wow.
of a human being or an animal or a living organism, really. Anything that has DNA. There's a lot of methods to do this, and CRISPR, which is the thing I'm going to discuss today.
Wow.
That's like a gene editing tool. It's
Okay.
one of the fastest, easiest, and inexpensive ones.
So, CRISPR, it's like short for something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's short for. Okay, I'm gonna quote now.
Okay.
'Cause this
Get
is,
ready, guys.
Yeah, it's clusters of regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats.
Did you practice that?
No, I know it by heart. What do you mean? No. So it's kind of hard to explain, the meaning without explaining how it works. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tell about
Yeah.
the method.
Do that, please.
So, in the lab, scientists design a guide RNA to match a certain sequence of the DNA, which is a gene. So, this RNA thing is okay. Firstly, do you know how a DNA thread looks like?
It's like, it's like called like a double helix
Yeah.
with like 2 spines. I'm sure all you guys have heard or
Yeah.
seen like a picture of the DNA.
Yeah.
It's like 2 spines.
Yeah, it's like 2 spines and things connecting them
Yeah.
like bases. So an RNA is like a half of that spine. It has
Okay.
like 1 spine and a couple of bases attached to it. And usually it is made like naturally in the core of the cell through a process called transaction. Yeah, and but this RNA is designed by scientists in a lab because. This RNA is then attached to an enzyme called Cas9, and an enzyme is basically like a protein that allows the RNA to get into the DNA. It cuts
Okay.
the DNA open.
So it's like the scissor.
Yeah,
The scissors. of
Yeah.
the-
So they insert it into the cell.
Okay.
So it's actually like in a much bigger scale because we have a lot of hundreds of millions of cells in our body.
Yeah.
But let's just focus like on one cell, what they do. So they attach the RNA to the Cas9, and they insert it into the cell, and it goes into the core of the cell, where the DNA and the chromosomes are. And then the scissors, the Cas9, cuts the DNA open, and then the RNA gets into the DNA and takes these scans of where to stop.
Okay.
Yeah, so it has it's like a cooking recipe if you want. It's a cooking recipe for where to stop in the DNA thread.
Wow.
So, if you want to
It's, yeah.
edit a gene, then you make an RNA of that gene, and you insert it into the Cas9, and then it gets to the DNA thread and finds the gene sequence.
Oh.
Yeah, and so the Cas then splits it open, or cuts over the gene. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
okay.
I can't talk today. It cuts out the gene,
Yeah.
the unwanted gene, and then you can insert a new gene into that DNA
So
sequence.
it's like clipolim.
Yeah.
This is English.
Yeah. So when CRISPR has cut the DNA open,
Yeah.
the Cas9 enzyme, then we have 2 options. We can either, let it to the cell to repair the DNA, or we can insert a wanted gene into the open space that we've cut out.
Wow.
So, for example, let's say that I have a disease, and for example, some sort of cancer, and that gene that codes for the cancer part can be cut out, and I can, for example, put in a new gene which allows me to be stronger, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I can actually like cut out the sickness
Yeah.
part of me and
This.
make it better
Wow.
if you want to.
Wow. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. So if you think about it, the DNA is like a code of life, and we, in the past, we've like only been able to observe it and just learn about it, really. But now we also have the knowledge to edit it and play with it and play with the thought of it. So if you really think about it, we can edit the code of life.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's really kind of fascinating and
Yeah. it
mind
sounds
blowing,
really-
actually.
It sounds really fascinating.
Yeah. So the method is very widely discussed because it has a lot of kind of dilemma predicaments.
Yeah. I
It
mean,
can be,
it sounds like there could be some ethical problems.
yeah, ethical problems, right. For example, you can do germline editing, which is edit a embryo inside a woman. You know what an embryo is. So you can basically design babies to be
Yeah.
smarter or more intelligent, stronger.
Like create superheroes.
Yeah, yeah.
Superheroes.
And so the ethical dilemma in that is like, is it okay if your child has 3 biological parents?
Yeah.
Because it's really like messed up actually if you
Yeah.
think about it.
It's very delicate.
Yeah, and it can also like if it gets into the wrong hands, it can be misused. Like for example, a world leader could create a super army, take over the world and stuff like that. But it also has its pros. So
Yeah.
like for example, we use a lot of hectares to grow food and proteins. But with CRISPR, we can edit the plants to be more productive and much smaller in size, I think.
Yeah,
So we
like-
can like create a lot of proteins like in small vats, like containers
Yeah.
and boxes that are 100 or 100, Jesus, 100 times more productivity of a hectare. So
That
it's-
sounds really futuristic.
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
So yeah, there's a lot of like upsides and downsides to it, but I think that my opinion is that we use it like mostly in medicine to cure
Okay.
diseases maybe
Yeah.
and help people that need it and create vaccines and medicines and stuff.
Maybe we could extend some of the most dangerous diseases that are in our genes.
Yeah, that's true. Like genetic sicknesses is
yeah. That was really like mind blowing,
Yeah?
interesting and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, enough about my thing. I think it's time for us to hear about black holes. And like,
Wow.
what is
Yeah.
it and where does it start? Like,
Well, it begins with a star that is built up from mostly hydrogen atoms, and it collapses from under its enormous gas clouds under their own gravity.
wow. Okay. Oh, so, okay, but you have to explain a bit because I'm not like a scientist or something.
Well, so under the nuclear fusion, which is the high pressure of a star, the hydrogen atoms crushes into helium.
Oh, wow.
This releases a tremendous amount of energy in the form of radiation, which you probably have heard about before.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
It's dangerous and stuff.
it's dangerous and stuff. Yeah, it's radioactive. So the gravity of the star combined with the radiation from within it forms a balance between the two forces. So as long as there's fusion in the core, the star
is stable.
yeah. So the bigger stars can infuse heavier metals such as iron because it allows the heat and pressure at the core to do so. But this doesn't generate any energy in the form of radiation, so the star will therefore continue until the balance is no longer there. There will be way more gravity than radiation.
Oh. Okay. And so what happens then?
Well, the star will either turn into a neutron star, or if big enough, it can turn into a black hole. So the star collapses and dies into a supernova explosion, and when the balance is broken, So the core collapses, and in the fraction of seconds, the star will implode, moving at the quarter of the speed of light.
Wow, that's like really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the whole, like how it works is there's the black sphere, which is the hole itself, and it is black because it reflects nothing. It absorbs the light. So.
Ah, okay. But like I've seen pictures of this black hole like taken pretty recently, I think.
Yeah.
And there's like a black hole, yeah, but there's like a ring around it that's like glowing.
Yeah. That's
what is that?
That's what's called the event horizon, which is like the point of no return. Sounds kind of demonic, but yeah.
Ooh. Scary.
That's like. If you travel, or if you were to travel behind that ring, you would have to travel at the speed of light, or like the faster than the speed of light to escape, which is impossible.
Yeah, that's.
So it's pretty much you're caught.
Yeah.
You're dead.
No. Oh no.
No, but it's not like possible to travel there yet.
Yeah.
We found out.
What about the hole like itself? Is it anywhere possible to like find out what happens in there?
Well, it's pretty much impossible to be sure. Like, the scientists don't even know. Even the really smart people.
Yeah.
Well, there's like, the scientists do a lot of hypotheses. So the hypotheses have like a hypothetical universe, which is called the singularity.
Oh.
It's a hypothetical future point in time, and which technology. I can't even speak today. Technological growth becomes uncontrollable and irreversible, resulting in unforeseeable changes to human civilization.
Oh wow.
So it's like, if there was like no limit to technology today. And so this hypothetical future is helping a hypothesis to find out things like this, like black holes. Like, we're not really sure. It's helping scientists solve some of the world's laws of physics by questioning the universe, of course. So they're not sure, but they have hypotheses that with like less weaknesses that can maybe prove, I guess.
Yeah, that stands like stronger than other that has failed.
That's kind of how it works. So they're trying to find a theoretical way, but still they're not totally sure. So the black hole of the hole may be infinitely dense, with all its mass concentrated into one single point of space with no surface or no volume.
Also, there's like basically nothing.
Yeah, nothing of nothingness, ultimate nothing.
Yeah, well, that's
it's
really hard to like
in
picture.
between. Yeah, it's kind of impossible. So, but it's
We don't-
still maybe not.
Yeah, because nobody has like ever come
Yeah,
like close to it, and it may be like everything or it may be nothing. So it's
you never really know. But
yeah.
this is kind of what has been I don't know, made sense for scientists today. But like, still, we don't know. We're not totally sure.
Wow. So in conclusion, we really know nothing, and we're just guessing all the time.
Yeah, that's kind of what science works. No, a lot of physics, including space and like the whole universe, is hypothesis.
Yeah, it's really kind of abstract.
Yeah,
and
it's abstract and very theoretical because we can't really like travel there and check out.
yeah, that's
We only
true.
have a little microscope or huge microscope. Okay, hi. This is editing me from the future. I was trying to say telescope. So yeah, just a side note. Yeah. A little microscope.
Like
I don't know what
huge
I
for
said.
us, but like little for the universe.
Yeah, for the universe. Everything, like, we're tiny.
Yeah, that's true.
It's kind of funny.
Wow,
but yeah.
maybe that will be our next topic.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
should be.
Well, thank you very much, and
Yeah, listen to our next episode though.
yeah.